Hello guys, welcome to Gangsta episode 4 and 5 review. I wouldn't normally do this, but it's really hard to explain it as a single entity because I've seen episode 4, 5 and 6 today. But 6, it needs a little its own. Also, I'm sorry that I haven't brought out the Bikini Warriors, Overlord or Monster Musume review. And yes, this is volume 7 of Monster Musume, who is just being released. And I'm really looking forward to reading it. And I hope at least to be able to bring you Bikini Warriors and Overlord today, because Overlord, I'm looking so forward to that series every week. And it really annoyed me yesterday, but I was so smashed. I was so smashed. I didn't even have energy to go out and make coffee, which would most likely have helped. But let's talk about episode 4, where we basically start with Warwick and Nicholas being pulled into basically talk with the police about a killing in a lager. I can't recall the English term, uh, which has been done with a sharp object. And as Chad says, he knows that they didn't do it, but he has to pull them in because else the police would look bad in the public eye, and he can't have that. He also uses Warwick's very good memory to basically help identify the victims, because their forensics can identify, or at least they have trouble with identifying it. And he does it in I think 15 seconds or so. Yeah, and also we get some nice flashback where we see how, as I said, Warwick's memory is very good, and he, basically learns what a private tutor was hired to teach him, and he's like, "We don't need you," and she says that she was hired to help him or teach him. Of course, it's not good for the private tutor if she can't teach him anything new, because then she will lose the job, and that isn't good, of course. It isn't even good today. Also, we see Nicholas, how him and Warwick basically builds up a relationship. It's really nice because Warwick, he finds a sign book and learns sign language, so he can talk to Nicholas, because he is deaf, or at least he says that he can't hear. I think he can hear, because there's some times where I basically are like, how can he basically guess how can he, with the time Alex asked him about what Warwick did, and he said a gigolo. I really wonder if he can hear. If he had looked at her, I could have put it down to him being able to lip read, because there's a way people forms words. Yeah, it is even today possible for people to read what people are saying, even if they can't hear. So, but it isn't that. So I'm not sure what. We also find out that Warwick is not popular amongst the servants, because there's rumors about his father being basically Warwick not being a legitimate child. He's basically the son of one of the father's wars that he keeps. But it's not been revealed yet if that's true or not. Also, apparently the army guys that Nicholas hangs out with, or at least the hired guard, I think, of the father, is basically they don't like Nicholas, or at least some of them don't. There's one of them, the captain, I think, he likes Nicholas, but the other don't like him, and there is a reason for that, because Nicholas is a Twilight, basically a human that is born with. He's stronger than normal humans, and that is actually what Dog Tex is. Dog Tex is like, yeah, they are Twilights, and before the three laws, I'm not sure what it is. It wasn't explained what it is. Uh, they was basically slaves. Those Dog Tex, yeah, they didn't have any rights, but after the three laws, they got rights. And people was like, there's people out there that want to kill the Dog Tex. There's even people today that don't want to have anything to do with the Dog Tex. And in episode 4, we actually finds out that there's like two rival gangster factions. There's the Costello, who doesn't want to use Twilights or Dog Tex, and then there's Morero, I think he's called, who has no problem with it. He actually has I think he was a D2 or something. That guy he uses basically a personal shield, or at least that's his hired job. But he still respects the guy. He don't want him to die. He actually likes his servant, or you would call it his friend. But unbeknownst to the head of yeah, the one that don't like to use Twilight. Two of his men has hired a Twilight guy to basically assassinate Monero, and it doesn't go that well because Nicholas shows up, and here is why I need to talk as 2 episodes, because the fight takes place in the 5th episode. And that is interesting because both the guy who Nicholas fights and Nicholas is A0, who is a very high rank. I'm not sure if there's higher, or I'm pretty sure there is. And you will find out that when I start talking about the 5th episode. But before I go into the 5th episode, there is a final thing I have to talk about, and that is Alex. She starting to having some hallucination about the guys killed in the first episode. Alex is the girl that Vorik and Nicholas saved, and you won't get to find out why she has those hallucinations until I go into my chapter 6, episode 6 review, because that's where it's revealed. Let's see. Let's go into the chapter 5, who starts really interesting because it doesn't pick up at the fight at the beginning. It shows us a new character called Ginger, and a character we later find out is Gina. And that's it for them for now. Then we switch over to basically what's it called, Nicholas and what's it called, the guy, the other dog tech, basically fighting each other for a long time. That's basically almost all of the episode. And Vorik, he finds out from the 2 guys that hires, or at least one of them, because he shot the other guy. It is a guy from the guild. So he basically gets like in touch with the guild and have them send like Gina and Ginger. And Ginger, she is let's talk about them a little bit later. Let's say about how it is how the fight between Nicholas and the dog tag is it seems equal, but because Nicholas, he basically are like on an overdose of some medicine that basically likes get dust so he doesn't feel much pain. He are basically able to beat the guy. He basically shatters his weapon, as not Nicholas's weapon, but the dog tag's weapon. Even thought he has like gotten like 6 knives into his to each of his sides, which would normally paralyze a person, but not Nicholas. And actually, when I saw like Nicholas lifting the sword and ready to cut him, I was thinking, this is not going to be good. But then Ginger shows up, and she is, oh my god, she's incredibly fast, but also she very timid, because when Nicholas he walks towards her, she's like very afraid of him, even though I'm pretty sure she could outrun him if she wanted. That's why I think there's more powerful what's it called dog tags, because I think Ginger is a dog tag. She could of course be a weak dog tag, but be very fast. I'm not sure how they like put those A0, D4 and stuff. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. And actually, I'm pretty sure that if Warwick didn't have order him to stand down, he would have killed the Ginger also. Man. And then Gina shows up, and man, holy shit, she's insane. She shoot like the dog tag with 4 downers, which basically are like, yeah, I think it's like a sleep drug. It's basically made for Twilights, or at least that's what I think it is. She also shoots Nicholas with it, and yeah, before he goes out as basically as a light, she tells him that he needs to learn to behave, and that's actually where actually in this episode I was really afraid, because I saw a scene that could indicate that what's it called, Alex maybe had hanged himself. And I was really afraid, because I like Alex and I don't want it to die. We also get to see a girl that I presume is Veronica in a like a flashback. We doesn't get to see what the connection is, but I presume we're gonna see that after they have dealt with Warwick and Nicholas's past. And I'm saying I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And I really like this series, even though it's a bit slow. But that's all I have to. That's all I have to say about those 2 episodes. So I will see you later, guys, with a Bikini Warriors review. And I hope you all have a good day, good night, and see you guys later.